myoho renge kyo. Namo myoho renge kyo, namo myoho renge kyo, namo myoho renge kyo. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well, in good circumstance. I wanted to speak randomly today about our good old friend. Please don't tune away. You'll get this. It's going to be good. Quantum. Not quanta, but in essence, that's what we're going to talk about. There are statements you've heard me say for years now on this channel about living life moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, right? Birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. Birth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death. It's harder to say. And I know it's a tough thing to visualize, to comprehend that life is a rapid succession of just these little sparks. And that we are moving. We are momentum. We're not just that. We are thatting, right? We are verbs, not nouns. We are not are-ing. We are being. Okay, what does that mean? It's so hard to understand. Do you mean that every molecule, every atom, every particle in my hand is there and not there? Because it's happening so quickly. Remember, look up in Buddhist or a Buddhism reference. A moment, or look it up on Google, a Max Planck units of measure. And look at what a moment is. It's even as accurate as that's mathematically put out. You have to rely on the definition of a second. What is a second? And a second is a measurement of billions of actions that happen super regularly in a particular radioactive ion, yeah. And that every, I don't remember the number, 9,000 billion, trillion, whatever, every time those actions add up to that number, we call it a second. Who knew, right? But additionally, a moment is a tiny, tiny fraction, like 0 point some, I think it's 43 zeros, 5, 6, whatever. It's infinitesimal. The only way you can think about it at all is mathematically, because if you try to visualize it, you break your brain. We don't know how brief that is. And yet, Buddhism defines that this is how we, quote unquote, exist. Yeah? So we've talked about it different ways. I have endless videos about this stuff, but it's really hard to understand. So, tangentially, or additionally, you may have asked yourself why I call this school the Threefold Lotus School, certainly, but it's a system of thought and rhetoric about the Threefold Lotus School that I umbrella term called quantum life Buddhism. Because that's at the core, I know the puns are everywhere here, of the understanding of Shakyamuni's teaching. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm not no physics lesson here, okay? But I just want to throw some concepts at you and let you see how the Buddhist rhetoric about how life, how this momentum of energy creates or establishes or instantiates a proof of knowing itself, consciousnesses, yeah? How does that occur? And then quantum over here saying, well, this is how everything occurs. And the two will do this. There's a particular scientist, maybe one of the greatest minds of our time, yours and mine, Sir Roger Penrose. And you may have heard of him and his conformal cyclical cosmology, which I think is so Buddhist. But he has, he's a physicist and a cosmologist, and he has dipped his toes into the medical, biological sciences with a partner, a doctor whose name escapes me right now, and you can look this up if you like. Look up tubules, tiny, tiny, tiny little fibers, tubules in the physical makeup of the synapses and the smallest components of energy, electrical movement in the human brain. And analyzing this, he's postulating that within the human brain, the physical Saha world brain, there is this infinitesimally small region all over the brain, these little tiny regions, where quantum is taking place. And he's pointing to those processes and saying that is the emergence of what we call consciousnesses. And I leap out of my flesh and think, wow, there's the connection from the physical Saha world through energy into potential and vice versa. Because here's the thing, and this example is, we think of, let's just talk about one particle. Everyone knows an electron, right? Maybe not personally, but we're made of electrons. Everything has electrons in it, right? If it doesn't have an electron, it's not a thing, right? Everything on the elemental table in your science class has a valence. Those are the number of electrons in that atom. All right. But here's what quantum says, and quantum field theory says, and many, 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 many scientists say that there is no single electron in the cosmos. What? Yeah, that's right. Or another way of putting it is, in the entire cosmos, there is only one electron. Okay, now you're saying, all right, what is this mystical, magical bullshit? Okay. Trying to think of one of my famous analogies. Consider a drop of water. Now, since we're talking about quantum, in other words, things at an incredibly small scale, you know what's coming. That drop of water has billions of water molecules in it. We don't see them, but we know they're there. And each of those water molecules has several electrons. But we'll just stay with the drop right now, the water drop, because that's something, I see a water drop. I know it's there. Yeah. But if you have a water drop in your hand, a drop of water in your hand, and you walk into a beach and walk out into the ocean till it comes up to your belly button, and then you lower your hand into the water, do you still see that drop? That drop's still there. Perhaps in its component parts of billions of other molecules, but it's still there. But now it's indistinguishable from the massive ocean that covers this planet. Yeah. But you know what? You can raise your hand out of the water and you can shake it off a bit and then hold your palm like this, little cup shape, and hold it for a little while. And a little puddle of water will form in the palm of your hand. And maybe as the sun evaporates some of that water, you'll end up with what looks like just a single drop of water. The ocean is an unfathomable, incalculable number of molecules of water. So why does it not make sense that the entire cosmos has a field, a potential, he's melding the two together, potential field of electrons, and wherever electrons need to be, they manifest from this field of potential electronism. That's the simplest way I can put quantum field theory into your head. So obviously, or maybe not so obviously, those electrons showing up in the billions and billions of atoms in your body, moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, it's a constant behavior. It's a constant action, yeah? Instantiating moment to moment to moment to moment. This is karma. From potential through formation, bing, 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 moment to moment to moment. Why would not consciousness emerge throughout this process? Sentience, self-witnessing. All life is quantum. And quantum has the ability, because it is momentum itself. It is the formation of energy into a moment of something, followed by another moment of that same thing. But it's all coming from a field, the ocean. You can put your hand in and out of that ocean ad nauseum, and you're going to put a drop in, take a drop out, put a drop in, take it out, drop. Can you tell the difference in the drops? But if you're in Spain or in Mexico or Zimbabwe, or I don't know if Zimbabwe is along the coast. Anyway, wherever you are on the planet, you can do the same thing. And the drop will look the same, but it'll have subtle differences. In fact, it'll have subtle differences in the same spot. But certainly you can understand it's different on the African coast than it is in the Alaskan coast, if not simply for temperature's sake, right? Those drops are like you and I. They're life. But that emergent mind can perceive it, can see it, can witness it, can experience moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment. The momentum. Right? It excites me. It really made me curious about Roger Penrose. Started reading his stuff, and it gets pretty, he gets into the weeds. But I appreciate that, even if I don't quite, I have to reread it several times to get the gist of it. Reading Buddhism can be that way, so it's not like I'm unaccustomed to difficult reading, right? Okay, I just wanted to talk about that. I thought maybe if I venture into the science side of things, things will make more sense personally for our practice. Because when we chant, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, da 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 da, We are instantiating Buddha, 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 Buddha. Our own ninth consciousness, right? It's like turning on a light bulb. We make a circuit so that electrons will flow to do something. And when we do that, we encourage the electron field of the cosmos to produce electrons for this current. And then they heat up a filament or a diode, which makes light. Light carries energy. Electrons dispersed. And we need more. Replenishment. There's that cycle. Moment to moment to moment to moment. Birthday, 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 birthday. It's in everything. Why not you and I? We're the same way. Not that complicated. This is what Buddhism teaches. It teaches that since this is the true nature of the world, the cosmos, Saha, we should realize that and perceive the world in that truth so that our childlike fascination and magical mind of ownership and keeping becomes less and less valid because it's not true. And the beauty of this ever-evolving, moving life is a verb. That's fascinating, right? Being in that, it's like surfing a wave. You can sit out there on your board just watching the swells all day. Oh, this is really magnificent. But if you can get up on that board and surf with it, the surf, whole other thing, yeah? All right, you surfers know what I mean. That's just a little blurb on quantum. Thanks for listening. We'll get back to Buddhism reference in the next one. Take care of your health. Enjoy your practice. Savor it. Every little moment. You know what it is. Chant. Be Buddha. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Hi, everyone. I hope you'll indulge me just a couple of moments here of your time to make a quick announcement. As you know, I've worked over decades and over the last decade building this channel with thousands of videos of lessons and insights and instruction. And I have a website to match it with lots of free information. There's free podcasts. There's the bookstore. There's the mandala store. The whole mission here is to support your practice and build your confidence daily for manifesting your maximum potential. Yes? In that regard, I decided recently to demonetize my videos because, quite frankly, how can you pay attention and focus and be motivated to practice Buddhism when you're constantly being barraged by commercials? So, no more, right? Although it wasn't, because of the size of our Sangha and the way YouTube works now, it's not nearly as supportive as it used to be. So that's another reason why bother, right? But YouTube has come up with another way to help support, and I thought I would give it a try and see if it's not obtrusive, and see if you guys would participate or enjoy this avenue towards supporting the Sangha and all these resources. And that is a join button. And so you'll see that really soon. It'll pop up. And when you join, there's 4 different levels of joining, whatever. And, by simply being here, you're part of the Sangha. You don't have to pay a membership fee or any of that. This is just an option. And as a thank you for committing to a donation, a regular donation, I will send you a PDF copy of, depending on the level, 1, 2, 3, 5 books. And that could include a TIFF or a PDF high resolution of a Nichiren inscribed mandala, but also the liturgy, the Gango book, Buddhism reference, my annotated Threefold Lotus Dharma Sutra book. They're all listed in the joint. So take a look, take a moment, click the button and see what's on offer. And if it works for you, we would be eternally grateful. We would be very grateful for the support to keep things going here. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. And thank you, as always, for your support, just being here, liking and subscribing. And if you're already buying ebooks and purchasing other books, you're part of the Sangha and you're supporting. So thank you for that, right? But look for that join button, right? Just check it out, see if it works for you. If I don't get much action on it, well, I'll discontinue it. But at least it's not interrupting every darn video, is it? So, so it's just another way for you to participate in keeping us afloat. Thanks again. Namo Myo Renge Kyo. Enjoy the video.